Hi, exiled in Russia. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Andrew, by the way. So today I'd like to talk about children and parents in Russia, right? And the way they, you know, react together. Okay, so for instance, I have an 11-year-old son. I play with him like I'm his age. Okay, I do whatever he wants. Right? He wants to roll in the snow. We roll in the snow together. He wants to play Legos. We play Legos together. No matter what his age, I play with him according to his age. I don't think that like uh, I'm an adult and I can't play with you that way or something. I can't like demean myself to play with you. On the contrary, I play with him any way he wants me to play with him. and but that's different in Russia. Like for instance, we go on the playground. Okay, when he was younger, now he's not as much interested in the playground. But we'd go on the playground. I'd play on the monkey bars with him. He wants me to. He asked me if I would sit on the side and not play with him on the monkey bars or climb on the slides and go sliding down together with him. He would think that's weird, right? And so we play on the playground together, and we play football and we run around and we play together. I do whatever he does, right? And he loves it, and he's great that he can relate to me, like not just as a father but as a friend also, and that's really cool. But in Russia, that's very different. In Russia, you go to the playground. Okay, the parents just sit and on the benches while their kids play. They don't interact with their children whatsoever. They don't play with their children. Okay. The men sit on the benches and drink beer and smoke cigarettes while their children are playing. That's called father and son time in Russia. I'll take my son to the playground and drink beer with my friends and smoke cigarettes while my son is playing. I go to the playground with my son and I play with him. Okay. And the Russians look at me as I'm some kind of weirdo. Okay, because I'm playing with my kid on the playground and climbing monkey bars and climbing up all the all the slides and stuff and sliding down the slides, and they think I'm a weirdo. I think they're a weirdo because they're sitting there and drinking beer and smoking cigarettes rather than spending time with their kids, you know? So that's a very big difference. Well, I don't know. Actually, in America, it might be the same because I never had a child in America. But for instance, like we're on the beach. One, my kid was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was giving him like horseback rides. I was galloping on 4 legs, and he was on my back, and he loved it, and it was great. And we'd be wrestling in the sand and everything, right? And then some people that were like almost half my age were like shouting at me and got angry at me. I was like, how are you behaving? You're behaving like a child. Uh, and they even said, I feel sorry for your son. My son loved it. We were playing together so much and we had so much fun together and he loved it. And they think that it was totally like inappropriate for me to play like a child with my son. Okay. And I think it's completely, totally normal. And then I asked some people that were on the beach from like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, regions that used to be part of the Soviet Union, but some of them are independent countries, and some of them are still part of like Russia. But there we have a lot of those immigrants in our city, right? And I asked them, "What do you think about?" And they saw how I was playing with my son all afternoon, and I'm like, "What do you think about how I was playing with my son?" The Russians said that I was, weird and abnormal, and it's inappropriate, and they're like, "It's the Russians that are abnormal. You're the one who's normal." And so yeah, and so Russians in general don't play with their children. Our Russian fathers, especially, don't play with their children. Okay, they have this sense of like, okay, where the father, you're the child. We're above you. We can't indulge in your kind of like frivolity, right? Because we're the adult, and that's so stupid, and that's bad for a kid's upbringing and all. And so yeah, it's the whole thing. And like I said about divorce and everything, and parents just and fathers just drop their kids when they get divorced. And yeah, they don't have that kind. Russians have the sense like you have to be the adult all the time. You can't play with your child. I've asked my students from all ages, from like uh, 7 years old till uh, you know 17 years old. Do your parents? Does your father play with you? And the majority of the answers are no. Fathers don't play with their kids. It's considered like beneath them to play with their kids. They have to have this kind of superior "I'm the father" idea, and you have to respect me. Okay, my kid respects me, but he also loves playing with me. And so that, yeah, it's a big difference. If I play with my kids on with my kid on the beach or in the playground, and I play with him like I'm a kid too, people think I'm weird and strange, and so yeah, and that's totally. I don't know exactly how it is in America because I've never had a kid in America, but I think that's strange and weird. Um, like with parents and kids in Russia, there's more of a kind of distance. Like, I'm the parent, you're the kid. You have to listen to me, and that's kind of I know students that have good relationship with their parents and all, but no, they don't play with their parents. So I don't know. Playing with my kid is awesome. I love playing sports with my kid. My kid loves playing sports with me. I taught him how to skateboard when he first, even before he first learned to stand. I put him on a skateboard and I was pulling him around on a skateboard and he loved it. And when he first learned to stand, I stood him up on a skateboard and pulled him around on a skateboard, and we skateboarded together, and now we skateboard together. And yeah, it's awesome. We play sports together. We love playing sports together, and playing the football and American football and ice skating and snow tubing. And we love just playing sports together and rowing on boats and everything. And but like Russian fathers don't seem to have that same connection with their children, you know, and they don't. Yeah, they don't spend so much time with them. It seems, and it's like yeah, it's well, I find it very weird. I find it weird that they think I'm weird because I spend so much time with my son. And like, okay, my son and I were skateboarding when he was about I don't know 6 years old, in the park, and some old woman was watching us, and then she asked me, "Are you his older brother?" I was like in a hoodie and everything, so they couldn't tell how old I was. And I'm like, no, I'm his father. And she's like, that's very unusual. In Russia, parents never play together with their children like you do. So, yeah, I find it strange. I find it strange. I don't know. Is it like that in America? I don't think so because a lot of my friends I have on Facebook from America and they play with their kids and everything. But in general, Russian parents don't play with their kids, especially Russian dads. So yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. And yeah, and who knows how kids feel about that when they grow up and everything. But most of the students I know they feel that it's normal because it's part of just Russian behavior. But if I play with my kid, I'm thought as weird. Okay. So till next time.